Hello YouTube. Hey guys, it's Sean with Stealing Second here. Just wanted to come to you and do a little different video. I'm actually traveling for work today, so you're gonna see a lot of vibration from my camera. It's mounted to my dash so I can drive and not have to hold the camera. So if you get motion sickness easy, you might not want to watch the video, maybe just listen. So I apologize for that, but just wanted to come to you with a few thoughts. Over the weekend and past week, I was talking to a couple guys. A couple have other channels, and we were just discussing our thoughts on collecting, and especially like with slabbing cards, raw cards, things like that. So it kind of sparked me wanting to share my thoughts on it. So I wanted to come to you and just kind of tell you, we all know I collect slabs. I like PSA graded slabs, and I'm going to explain why. For the most part, the reason I collect slabs is for knowing the nominational value. I don't know if that's the proper word. I'm not that educated, but knowing the dollar value on the cards. Some people despise that the assigned number determines the value, but for me, hear me out, is I collect. I love my collection. I do trade and sell to build my personal collection. So that really helps guide me in pricing to make sure I know what I have and the dollar value. But also it helps with the idea that, my wife and daughter, they're not really involved in collecting or even knowing the value or how to really look, besides the basic information on, eBay and things like that. So it gives me peace of mind knowing that if something were to happen to me, they wouldn't have thousands of baseball cards that they would have to figure out what to do with. I'm under no false pretenses that my wife or my daughter will more than likely want to collect them forever and start collecting their own. I highly doubt that. What I believe is, if something were to happen, it would be an easy way for them to sell the cards, retain the money, and I could leave them a little something extra through that. And it would be an easier way for them to know the values of the cards and not get swindled by somebody that wants to come in and lowball and buy a whole collection of raw cards and get these crazy deals, because there is some shady people out there that aren't as honest. And let's be honest, as collectors, we do always look for the lowest price on a card we can get for the most part. We don't necessarily all try to swindle somebody, but everybody wants a deal. Let's just be honest with each other. So that gives me peace of mind there that, I do travel. I'm at more risk than a lot of people for my job, that something could happen and they would be stuck. Yes, we have life insurances and things like that, but I'm just talking about my cards in particular. That if something were to happen, worst case scenario, they could move my cards and, capitalize on that and wouldn't be stuck or get swindled upside down in the value. And a graded card allows that to be subtracted to an extent from the scenario, depending on the effort they want to put into selling. Another reason why I like collecting graded cards also is I display my cards in my home. I keep some super valuable cards in lock boxes and safes and security boxes. But for the most part, most of my cards are on display in my home. So I'm at risk for somebody robbing my house and stealing my collection. It's something I've came to terms with because I like to look at my cards. I like to show off my cards. Hence why I had the channel. So I like to have them displayed, so that puts me at risk for theft. Well, with the graded cards, not only can I document them better with the systems I have in place at home, but also I can register those online through PSA, and all my cards are documented there, and that also helps with values and what is actually in my collection. So for insurance purposes, if something were to happen along the lines of my house being robbed, or fire, or natural disaster of any kind, I could be reimbursed for my collection. So to me, those are fail-safes. It's hard to put values on raw cards. We all know that. Once it's graded, you kind of know where that card stands, what price range it falls into, and the value. And I apologize for the noise, guys. I know it's probably being picked up from the road. I'm on the interstate, so I definitely want to apologize for that. But going back to the PSA, so that's one big reason why, or a couple big reasons why I like slabs. On top of that, I also really like the way they look. I think it looks very professional, very clean, and they look absolutely nice and better upon presentation within a slab than they are in a top loader or a mag case, in my mind. So for me, that's those are several reasons why I personally like slabs. Now, the other argument is for the grading, the corruption, and the issues at hand that people bring up. I get that. I don't think there'll ever be a way to correct that. Unfortunately, you got human error, and corruption exists in anything that you have humans involved in. That's a sad truth in life, and I don't think we can ever get away from that or completely fix that, at least in the near future. So I don't really let that get to me too much, as long as there's ways for me to protect myself, and as long as there's a court of law and a lawyer, I feel like I'm pretty protected in that aspect, and I don't spend much time worrying about that. So from the arguments on that, I totally understand, guys, and I understand like collectors that I just want to own the card and I'm not worried about the values, and I completely get that. I have thousands of raw cards as well. I don't feel all my collection needs to be graded. I don't want all my collection to be graded, but there are the more valuable cards that I do worry about. Those are the ones I want to be slabbed and not have to worry about, as far as will my family be protected in the values of the cards. So those are big factors I have for where I stand. I don't knock anybody for what they want to do. I believe everybody should collect what they want and how they want, and just enjoy the hobby. But with any hobby, there is a financial side, and the stuff I choose to collect tends to be semi-expensive or more expensive. So therefore, I want my family to have a few fail-safes, and I feel like the grading it does help me with that. So like I said earlier, collect what you want, how you want, and enjoy it. Nobody can tell you what to collect or how to collect, and I don't let anybody tell me what to collect or how to collect or not to like what I like. Do what you want and love it, and that's the joy we all get from this hobby. So I just wanted to come to you guys, share that, and get your 2 pennies on it and see what your thoughts were. If you guys have different thoughts or think I'm missing something, it could be another fail-safe for me or a way to better protect myself, or you believe that I'm completely full of poo, leave me a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.